Yo, what it do, man? It's your brother iTunes Ra. Back in the place to be, man. I appreciate y'all, man. What up, family? Man, it seems like it's been a minute since I've been live. But been all over the place, been working. And today is no exception to that. I got my brother with me. I know y'all done seen him on. I done interviewed him multiple times on the platform, and we're part of the team in general. So man, Shern, Cutter Smooth EP Digital, what's happening here?
Man, happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday, I believe. Happy Hump Day. What do's it? How's it going? What it do?
Man, it's all good, man. I'm fresh back from Cali. Got a little relaxation. Some of that West Coast sun and West Coast wind.
All right.
What I'm saying? You said got my lock shining.
It's my seawater. All right, that fresh ocean breeze. You come back with some ocean breeze.
Yes, sir. Man, so brother Shern, man. You're a very important person that we have down here in Houston. A lot of people don't know that we got our own person within our own community that is building a flying car, man. So tell the people about Nanco Aero.
Nanco Aero manufactures full-scale people carrying urban air vehicles. So what does that mean? In a nutshell, we make flying cars. We develop, design, analyze, produce urban air vehicles of multiple classes. What classes? Drones, larger package carrying drones, and people carrying vehicles. So that's to sum it all up. And within that, the vehicle, of course, there's multiple things like training pilots, coming up with subsystems like flight controllers, computers, simulators. So there's a lot of technology inside of the full thing. But to sum it all up, we make air vehicles, advanced air vehicles.
Man, so what was it, or what stage in your life did you realize that it was actually feasible to build flying cars?
I was in college. When I first got the idea, I went through the initial mathematics and, a quick research and development within a project at school. It was like my second year at Florida Tech. So I went to Florida Institute of Technology, Florida Tech. I was on a senior design project, even though I was a sophomore. So I was a designer. So within that project, it was for something else, but towards the end of it, the project was over. My job was done, but it got me thinking about flying cars and, why they didn't exist and could they be done? So curious minds wanted to know. So I went down the research path, did a few calculations, did some research to see what was done out there. But, in my, school learnings, putting logic together, looking at what already exists, helicopters and airplanes and other various flying contraptions, I came to a very good conclusion. Like, yeah, the vehicle that we've designed now, I had that concept then, and I realized, like, yes, that is airworthy. So it's just to build it at that point. But the theory was sound, and I had multiple ways of proving that. Starting off in like other things that are already flying, looking at the same mathematics, just apply the same thing. Then later on, actually applying our own equations and analysis to it to ensure airworthiness.
Man, so let me ask you, so, as we all know, part of the path to building a flying car is the drone technology. What got you into drones, specifically?
Well, when I first had the idea, this was back in 2003, I had a quadcopter. Like, the quadcopter was my concept. Not saying that I invented the first quadcopters. Quadcopters go back to like the early 1900s, but I didn't know that at the time. So, taking it from a helicopter, here's the theory. The background theory was we got a helicopter, right? Big old circle up top, right? It's large. It's a very dangerous blade flying. So, and it picks up a tank, right? If you ever look at helicopters, is very big, very solid. So that huge propeller is needed to take up all that weight. So one, let's go ahead and decrease the weight. We're not flying a tank. We just want to fly a vehicle. 4 people, right? What is that? About 1,000 pounds. We only want to carry that. So, how big of a blade do we need that, right? So we minimize the size of that blade. And then as well, I don't want a blade at the center and I don't want it exposed. Can we the question is, can we divide that area into sections and put those sections into different spots on the vehicle? Would it still fly? That theory? Yes, the math still holds up. So dividing a big propeller into 4 smaller propellers, and even more so dividing those propellers into 2. So you got 8. So go from 1 to 8 different propellers, you can get the same amount of lift. So all I did was rearrange the science or rearrange the physics, the mechanics within that system to make a better vehicle, So going from, because rearranging the propeller, now we get a chance to develop a better form factor for the airframe. So instead of a tank on a helicopter, we could design a lighter, more stylistic car or vehicle type airframe, right? So, and then, integrate all of those systems together, but you go from a helicopter to more of a vehicle-like aircraft.
Gotcha. For sure. And so, you have converted your passions for flying cars and drones into also being vehicles of education.
Mm-hmm.
And so talk a little bit about the programs that you have, because we're actually going to get to the event that's going on this Friday, but just the programs that you've had so far that's dedicated towards teaching people proper and safe ways to fly their drones.
Okay. And that's dealing with specifically within the drones or just engineering overall? Because, I went to rockets, robotics.
Yeah. Now put it all in there. Put it all in there.
One can sum it all up into mechatronics. So mechatronics is my thing. With that knowledge, I went to school for that knowledge so that I'd be able to make anything that comes to my mind. So if you know mechatronics, mechanical electronic systems, which is essentially robots, drones, those are all mechanical and electrical systems. With that, you can pretty much engineer anything, everything, right? So that's part of, us building urban air vehicles, starting with drones, which will be the same technology, right? That science just gets scaled up to the larger vehicles. Now, if one were to take that same drone technology, you can apply that tech to a whole bunch of other stuff like IoT, machine learning, the programming that goes into it, the mechanics, the mechanical structures, chemistry, like all of the sciences go into this one mechatronic system, right? So that's why I like it so much. And starting with drones, of course, drones are very good. They are useful themselves. So training pilots for the drone specifically, right, helps. Like there's FAA's training on the knowledge. I want to train on proficiency in flying so that you really know how to fly and navigate without crashing your drone. Our goal is, right, and that's along with learning the rules and regulations, right? But even with that, how to hack your drone, how to reprogram it to do what you do, how to add more mechatronic systems onto your drone. You can't really do that on existing drones. So, helping our enthusiasts, our club members pretty much develop new drones, because the industry is wide open. All this stuff is not to be developed. For example, how to, they want drones to deliver packages and boxes, but there's all different types of packages and boxes. For example, flowers. Somebody wants to deliver flowers. Well, you're going to have to develop a specific drone and systems to be able to handle those flowers, which will be totally different than handling organs, which will both be done by drones in the future. So getting a club together, the people together to learn those systems just within the drone industry, and that information can be applied to so many industries outside. I find like that is, I don't even know the word, but just all just being in this field to help usher in the future, because the future is going to take all of these things,
Piece of that, piece of that. And so, man,
Mhm.
that leads me to the event that's going
Right.
on Friday, man. Talk about 101 drones over Houston and the Drone Olympics.
All right. So, just like the name, 101 drones. We're looking to gather over the course of a series of events, gather 101 drone pilots in Houston, and that will be a record for Texas, right? And the goal is to get more than 101 drones flying in the air one time for a record, but as well as gathering the ecosystem to usher in this new day of drone technology, urban air mobility, because from drones to flying cars, all happening in Space City, building out new industries, getting people involved, have people sign up to be first access to a lot of the technologies that we have. But this is a event to support all of that. So 101 drones is the goal, and it's going to be a series. So we may not get it on the first one, but that's going to be we're going to attempt that. But the goal is over a series. By the time we hit the final event, we got 101 drones flying, racing, doing whatever we need to do. And that's in combination with Drone Olympics, which should be Drone Olympics. We're going to change that, trademark that. But Drone Olympics. So utilizing those drones. So, hey, 100, we're not just flying, but, we're competing. Whether it's drone races, drone obstacle courses, drone challenges, drone hacks, right? So, different competitions for our members, Flight Club and other community drone pilots to take part in and win something, be a part of something, have fun, and, help usher in the future of space.
Piece of that, man. That last question that I have for you today, man. There's some people that still feel like with these emerging technologies that melanated people will be left behind. What's your opinion on the opportunities that could be presented to melanated people, particularly melanated youth, getting involved in these emerging industries at this point in time?
The urban air vehicle industry is like the one last pioneering industry. I guess, one last pioneering earthly industry. Like everything else I find to be pioneering is going to be outer space, right? Melanated people, me included, stand the chance of being left behind if we don't do some type of drastic catch up. What I'm calling is the leapfrog. See, a lot of times in a lot of schools and a lot of places, we melanated people are being handed inferior technologies or what have you, while the rest of the industries are pushing on, advancing on, right? Kids are trying to code on less quality computers while other students are getting the latest and greatest stuff and programming, creating apps as fast as that. So I don't want us to jump into where the industries are right now, right? I want us to jump into where the industry is going to be in the next 20 years. So we stand a chance to leapfrog the BS that we're trying to be handed, and actually get into the stuff of the future. With that, what do we stand a chance of gaining? Well, community. This is broad range economic development. This is a brand new industry. When has besides the YouTube and all of that, which wasn't us, when has an actual industry been developed from the inside of melanated peoples out, right? We can hire as many employees as we need. We still got to produce quality products, right?
Sure. Facts.
But we are now producing, having the opportunity to produce, to mass produce. When you mass produce, it creates a lot of economic wealth and opportunity, from jobs to manufacturing jobs, management jobs, materials. Like a full-on economic boom comes from this one, like I said, pioneers. The one last big one is $1 trillion. Like that's the urban air vehicle plus another hundreds of $1 billion just for the drones. So you keep finding those, just trillions on trillions, right? We stand a chance of not being a part of that at all. Wow. If not for NANCO Aero, right?
Yeah.
I've seen a few come out there, but we're the biggest and the most furthest along. So, but we come with that mission coming from Space City, that, you know, taking us into the future so that the future does not leave us behind is a must.
Peace to that, man. Hey, nah, that's all facts. That's all facts, man. So we just want to make sure that we remind everybody: 101 drones over Houston and the Drone Olympics. We're calling all drones, all drone enthusiasts. Come join us Friday, July 30th at 12 p.m. at Grimes Park. Grimes Park is located at 5150 Reed Road. That's in Houston. Bring the kids, bring the family. It's going to be going down. And like he said, this is going to be a series of events, not just a one-off thing. So continue to look for us. Continue to make sure that you're following NANCO Aero and South Union CDC on all social media platforms. And Brother Shern, if anybody's looking to support NANCO Aero, how can they continuously find you, brother?
Straight to the website, NANCO, www.nanco.aero. Go ahead and fill out the form on the website, and we will expeditiously get back to you.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you for coming through, my brother Shern Peters, aka Cutter Smooth EP Digital. And the future of space in the making. Make sure that you support them. NANCO Aero, and we will see y'all on Friday. It's your brother Atum Ra. Peace.